everybody, Sick this here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. And today, once again, headed out to my local Target where I got myself 3 titles, so let's take a look at everything I got. The first title I picked up for only $5 on DVD, and that was Insidious. Now this is a movie I've been wanting to see for the longest time now. I remember when this first came out, I was dying to see it because I had heard nothing but really good things about this film. So for $5, I definitely had to pick it up today. Yeah, I much rather would have had it on Blu-ray, but for $5 on DVD, still thought it was a great deal, so I definitely had to pick it up. Then for only $10, I picked up the complete first season of I Love Lucy. And I do love Lucy. I am a huge fan of this series. It is extremely funny, still holds up even today. I used to watch this all the time when I was a kid. I remember my dad was a big fan of it. I used to always watch it with him. It is such a great show, and I absolutely love it. Now, I had been holding off on picking up the seasons because I really wanted to get the entire box set, but it just never seems to really drop much in price. It's always a bit more than I want to pay, so I figured since they did just re-release the seasons, which I love the artwork on these re-releases, it's very interesting, I figured I'd finally start picking them up, and getting the first season for only $10 seemed like a good deal, so I definitely had to grab it. Unfortunately, the other seasons were all marked at $16.99, so they were not marked down to $10. Why, I don't know, but maybe on Black Friday they will be, I hope. But I definitely look forward to getting the rest of the seasons, and I definitely had to pick up this one. And the last title I picked up today was Brave. This year being the Blu-ray DVD Collector's Edition release. I love Disney Pixar. Every one of the movies I've seen thus far, yes, even Cars 2, I've really enjoyed, and I've heard fantastic things about this movie. I've yet to see it. I never did make it to the theaters to check this one out. So I've been dying to see this, so I definitely had to pick it up today. And I do plan on watching it tomorrow and reviewing it tomorrow because this is just going to be so great. I have no doubt I'm going to absolutely love this film, and I cannot wait to check it out. So that's it for what I bought today. So now on to what I watched. And tonight I decided to sit down and finally finish off watching Fawlty Towers, the complete set, which is the complete series. This year being my Laserdisc release. I was so excited to finally sit down and finish this off. Up until about 2 weeks ago when I first started watching the set, I had never actually seen a full episode of Fawlty Towers. I'd only caught bits and pieces here and there on TV, but I've always liked what I had seen. So when I picked this up about a year ago, I really wanted to watch it, but I just, again, never really got around to it until about 2 weeks ago when I first started watching it, and I loved this series. It is extremely, extremely funny. I've always been a big fan of John Cleese. I just always thought he was just probably the best of the Monty Python group. I always really enjoyed how he's just so dry and witty, and he always stays very in character. He's very serious. He never kind of gets too wacky. I mean, occasionally he does, but for the most part he plays his characters really seriously, and you could actually see his characters being a real person. And when he plays Mr. Fawlty in this TV series, he just does a brilliant job with it. It's great to see this man running a hotel who just hates people. And that is what makes this brilliant. A man running a hotel who doesn't like people. Obviously, you can just imagine all the craziness that ensues from that. So an extremely, extremely funny show that I would highly recommend checking out. Unfortunately, this did only last 1 season. John Cleese has always said that he kind of just does something and then goes, okay, I've done that, let's move on to something else. Same thing with Monty Python, same thing with like the movies, same thing with Fawlty Towers. He just kind of does what he wants to do, says what he has to say, then moves on to something else. And in interviews I saw that's what he said about Fawlty Towers, that he only did 1 season because he did what he had to do, thought he was done with it, wanted to move on to bigger and better things. Which was a shame because this is so extremely funny. I would have loved to have seen more seasons of it, but I definitely recommend picking up the series because it is, again, is extremely funny. If you're a fan of Monty Python, if you love British humor, you're definitely going to want to check it out. So that's it for what I bought when I watched today. Definitely happy about the titles I picked up from my local Target today, especially Brave. I cannot wait to sit down and watch that one. And also watching Fawlty Towers, the complete series. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It is extremely funny, and I cannot recommend it enough. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to see what I bought when I watch tomorrow. See ya.